What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we're here with the next fights to make for UFC 298 Volkanovski versus Topuria. I've got 12 different fighters on the card, and I've got their next matchups on the screen, which I'm going to bring out, and I'm going to tell you who they should fight next as the video goes on. Let's get started with the main event winner, Ilia Topuria. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to like this prediction. I know people are saying Volkanovski rematch or Max Holloway, or if there's some inbreds out there, they're saying Movsar Evloev. I'm going to say someone different, and I know a lot of people are going to hate this, but I'm going with the winner of Ortega versus Rodriguez, which takes place next weekend, and I think that's going to be Yair Rodriguez. So, Yair is going to get the next title shot, and I know everyone is going to tell me I'm fucking retarded, so before you go to the comments and have a little spaz and tell me that Yair just lost to Volkanovski, I know, but think about it. Holloway's about to fight Gaethje. Even if he somehow wins, or not somehow, even if he wins, he's going to take a fuck ton of damage. And that's in April, right? April, 2 months away. So I think he's going to take a bunch of damage against Gaethje and not be able to turn around quickly. And if he does lose and get thumped up or even knocked out by Gaethje, why are we turning him around into an immediate title fight? Why? I don't get it. So, and also with Movsar, Ilia basically said it himself. Dude needs to get a finish. Dude needs to beat someone and do it impressively. So Evloev, I mean, he can probably wait. You could do Evloev, but you can't really do Ilia, a new champion, versus a guy that really is not going to sell anything. So Yair Rodriguez versus Ilia Topuria is my pick or prediction. And look, it's not the most meritocratic thing. It's not like Yair deserves it 100%. But if he goes out there, thumbs up Ortega, which I think he's going to do. Dana wants to go to Spain, and they want to go to Spain as quickly as possible, I think. They want Ili's next fight's in Spain. That's like literally a guarantee. His next fight's in Spain. And if we think about the schedule, May's in Brazil, June, there's 2 pay-per-views in June. I'm pretty sure neither of them are going to be overseas. I think they're both in America. July, maybe they do 2 in July. I'm not sure. Maybe they just do 1. But like August is where I'm thinking. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, hang on, May, June, July, August, like 4 months. I don't think Holloway's going to be ready after 4 months. I just have a feeling like they're going to want to, like Yair versus Ilia in Spain is massive. Yair's Mexican, Mexico versus Spain, both Spanish speakers in Spain. Great, striking, exciting matchup. I think this is something they would do for their first card Spain. Look, definitely Max Holloway I could see, but if he goes out there and gets whooped up by Gaethje, I don't see him just turning around and getting a title shot. Now, you guys might be asking about Volk. Well, that's where we're going to go to now. Alexander Volkanovski. His next fight to make is where we go to now. His next fight is Ilia Topuria. That's his next fight. But the reason why I didn't put it as Ilia's next fight is because Ilia should fight again before Volk comes back. I don't want to see Volk back for a hot minute. I know he's getting older. I know he's getting up there in age. And I know he's going to want to turn around quickly. But I really think this guy needs to take some time, let his chin recover. Minimum 6 months, in my opinion. That's 2 KO losses back to back. You got to wait. You got to let it recover and just spend the next. This is good for him in a way. Like, obviously, he would have preferred to win straight up. Then he wouldn't have had to worry about it. But if you think about it, Ilia is now going to move on to fight someone else, in my opinion. I think Ilia's next fight isn't going to be Volkanovski. But what I think from Volk is just spend the next 6 months, recover, obviously, and then spend all the time after that just game planning for Ilia, just constantly just working that game plan and refining all your skills, refining the defenses, and just turn yourself into an absolute brick wall defense, not going to get KO'd by Topuria in your next fight. Do I think he would probably lose again? Yeah, probably. But you got your best chance. If you turn around into a fucking training camp in another 4 months, you're just going to get knocked out again. So spend the next half a year just game planning again. Not like a training camp, but just refining. And your whole training is just centered around Ilia Topuria. And then you can come back and fight him. So that's my opinion. Volkanovski does deserve a immediate title shot in his next fight, but I don't think he should get the next title shot in the featherweight division. We move on, though, to the co-main event. Robert Whittaker got a win in the co-main event, and I think his next fight should be Sean Strickland. I think that's the fight to make. He just came off a win over Paulo Costa. Strickland coming off a loss. It'll be number 3 versus number 1 in the rankings. This would probably be a number 1 contender fight. Do it as a fight night co-main event in Australia, I think would be sick. Fight night main event in Australia. Maybe do it on a pay-per-view, co-main event, 5-rounder. This is an amazing fight. I think I would love this. I think this is the perfect fight to make. Strickland isn't going to get in the next title shot, probably, and Whittaker still needs at least another win to get back to that title shot. But great win from Robert Whittaker. This is a perfect fight to make, in my opinion. This would be great. Both guys, this would just be a sick striking fight, in my opinion. So I want to see it happen, and yeah, let's make it happen. But we move on to the loser of the co-main event. Paulo Costa lost, and I think he should fight Khamzat Chimaev next. I think that's a pretty easy fight to make. Clear, great fight, great scrap. Do it. Khamzat, I know there was talks about him fighting Leon for the belt. Fuck off. Why are you going up to middleweight not to just fight Usman and then come back down to welter? Like, what the fuck is that? So no, stay up at middleweight. At least you've got a ranking there. You got unranked at welterweight because you left. So stay at middleweight. You don't get a fucking title shot, little bro. You're ranked number 11. Fight Paulo Costa. He'll be ranked like number 6 or something after this fight. Make it happen. Do it in Saudi Arabia in June. As like, you could do that as the main event of Saudi Arabia if it's a fight night. If it's a pay-per-view, it's co-main event probably to like an Islam fight. But yeah, Saudi Arabia, co-main event or main event if it's a fight night. Sick fight. Make it happen. I don't mind Paulo Costa's chances because his striking actually looked really good. So if he can stuff the takedowns of Khamzat Chimaev, I really wouldn't hate his chances to win. And even his cardio in this fight looked alright. So yeah, I wouldn't hate his chances to win, and I think that's a relatively competitive fight. We move on, though, to the next fight. Ian Cucciardo Gary got a win. He ran around in circles, and he should fight Colby Covington. That is clearly the next fight to make for Mr. Cucciardo. He called him out. It's relatively close in the rankings. I think it's like number 8 versus number 5. Definitely a doable fight. Do it on the International Fight Week card as like the co-main event or a feature fight of that card. This is a big spotlight, pay-per-view spotlight, again, on another main card of a pay-per-view, would add probably a decent amount of buyers, and the press conference and the trash talk would be great, so make it happen. And even though Gary looked shit, I'd still think he would beat Colby, because Colby in his last fight, he lost by just getting kicked at range and guys not doing a whole lot of output, and that seems like what Ian Gary's getting really good at. So good job, Ian Gary. Cucciardo gets a win. Maybe he'll get to watch tonight when he goes home and sits in his corner. But we move on to the loser of the third fight on the card. Jeff Neal lost to Ian Cucciardo Gary. Just didn't do a whole lot, and I think he should fight the winner of Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page, which I think is going to be Kevin Holland personally. If Michael Venom Page wins, I think they do him versus Wonderboy. But if Holland wins, Holland versus Jeff Neal, great fight. They haven't fought. This will just be fun on the feet. Again, another long kind of rangy guy that does still have power like Holland. This will just be a great fight on the feet. And Drew Dober would be eagerly awaiting the winner for him to brutally KO in his next fight. But we move on to the next fighter. Merab Dvalishvili. He pretty much just mogged Henry Cejudo, and he should get a title shot next. I think the champion's going to be O'Malley. I think he is going to beat Cheeto. And yeah, Merab versus O'Malley. Even Dana, who we know hates Merab, had to admit that he does deserve a title shot. It's like 10 win streak. That's 10 fights in a row, bro. I believe I deserve a title shot next. I think Merab it's pretty clear. Marlon Moraes, Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, and now Henry Cejudo. This guy's just beaten everyone. You got to give him a title shot, hopefully. And I would actually support him and hope he would beat Sean O'Malley and get rid of this absolute cuck that we have as champion right now. So yeah, good win for Merab. He mogged Cejudo. And I ain't matchmaking for Cejudo because he's a bitch. And if you're going to go into a fight and say I'm retiring if I lose, then even though you didn't officially retire, fuck you. I just don't think he's going to accept a fight with anyone. Like, who would he accept a fight with? Like, maybe Corey Sandhagen? But apart from, or like Figgy Garbrandt, like the winner of Figueiredo Garbrandt. But like apart from that, or Peter Yan, if he beats Song Yadong. But I just don't think Cejudo's going to stick around, to be honest. If he does fight any of those guys I just mentioned, but yeah, whatever. We move on to the next fighter. Anthony Hernandez he mogged Roman Dolidze very unfortunately. He dominated him in the grappling, overtook as the fight went on and just kept pressing forward, crowded him, got his back, choked him, tapped him out. Very unfortunate for the Kopylov enjoyers. But I think he should fight Roman Dolidze next. Roman Dolidze coming off an absolute shit performance. This is a good fight. I think Hernandez deserves a jump up in competition. He's been fighting a lot of guys just outside the rankings for the last couple fights. And yeah, he deserves a jump up. Somehow Roman Dolidze went up in the rankings after he literally lost to Nassourdine Imavov. Not sure how that worked. But yeah, he should fight Roman Dolidze, Anthony Hernandez, make it happen as like a fight night. I could see them doing this as a Fight Night Apex main event, to be honest, in which I would definitely pick Hernandez. I would still pick him regardless, but it's a fun fight. Make it happen. We move on to the prelims. Amanda Lemos. She had a fight booked before this. Tatiana Suarez. That's who she was meant to fight. Just rebooked that, to be honest. Yeah, not much else to say. She looked kind of shit in the grappling. Everyone's going to say, oh, Dern looked so good. I mean, like, not really. She kind of looked how she always does. Dern relies on grappling exchanges to have any success in fights because she did nothing on the feet. She looked shit, as always. So, yeah, she had grappling moments, but that was mostly due to Lemos being retarded. So, yeah, fight Tatiana Suarez, who's a great wrestler, and you'll probably lose, but fuck it. Number 2 versus 3 in the rankings. If Lemos won, she wouldn't get a title shot, but yeah, that's how you get Suarez a warranted title shot, because she beat Andrade and she's somehow number 2 in the rankings. But whatever, we move on to the next fight. Marcos Rogerio Paisel de Lima, the human thumb. He should fight Marcin Tybura next. He's fighting Tai Tuivasa in a couple weeks' time. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to lose. If Tai loses, he could do that. But yeah, he should fight the loser of that matchup. He could also fight the loser of Rosenstrike Gaziev, but I think Tybura is a good fight to make. Just 2 very obese and large heavyweights. De Lima actually looked good. Fair play. He chewed up the calf really badly. I know it was 1 day notice. I'm not sure why I picked Tafa. It was just like a fun pick, but did not work out at all. Anyway, yeah, make it happen. That can just be chuck it on the fucking prelims of an Apex card so we don't have to deal with those obese males stinking up the cage in a crowded arena. But we move on to the next fighter. Zhang Mingyang got a big KO win, and I think you do him versus this fucking weird rock head looking guy, Rodolfo Bellato. Make it happen. He had a really fun fight, last fight with Ilia Topuria. He seems to have a pretty good chin. Zhang Mingyang seems to KO people very easily, so we'll test that chin out. I think this will just be a banger. Someone's going to go to sleep again. Just put this guy's very green. I know he called out Alex Pereira, like, shut up. But, yeah, what's it called? Doesn't need to get rushed to the top at all. Give him a few more fights, at least a few more fights outside the rankings. Bellato's not like an overly promotable guy or not anyone that is looking to make a big run. Like, he's not any kind of prospect. Zhang Mingyang is somewhat of a prospect, so I guess you could... I mean, he's not a massive prospect, but he's young, and he looked pretty good and had a big debut. So, yeah, do this fight, banger, chuck it on the prelims of a pay-per-view or anywhere in an arena, and someone will get slept, and it'll be a fun moment on the card. But we move on to the next fighter. Danny Barlow KO'd Josh Quinlan. Fight Matthew Semmelsberger next. Just do it. It'll be fun. Semmelsberger's kind of shit. He loses a lot of fights, and Barlow wins most of his fights so far. So yeah, do it. Barlow could probably KO him, to be honest with you. But yeah, Barlow's another guy. He's got some promotability behind him. He's not, like, I wouldn't say star potential, but he's got, like, he can definitely help him out, definitely build him up and give him some fun fights and build his name. So yeah, get him against Semmelsberger, should get another big KO win hopefully, and then you can keep moving him up the rankings. But again, he's under 10-0. If anyone is under 10-0, you shouldn't be fighting ranked opponents when you're under 10-0, unless you're Alex Pereira. But yeah, we move on. No, we don't. That's everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Those are the next fights to make. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with my pick, especially the Yair Rodriguez pick. I'm not even a big Yair fan. That's not even me being like, oh, I want Yair to get a title shot. I think that's just what's going to happen, because I think Holloway's going to take a fucking lot of damage against Gaethje and not be on the same time frame when the UFC wants to go to Spain or when Ilia wants to fight again, because he took really not that much damage. So I think you really got to get him back in there. Apart from that, Volkanovski his next fight should be Topuria. If he loses that again, I honestly wouldn't mind just seeing him retire. As much as it hurts to say, there's nothing. Why would he fight contenders at featherweight? And I just don't see any real success for him up at lightweight. I mean, you could take like a Poirier fight or like an Oliveira fight, but what else is there for you? There's no point. Apart from that, I think most of my other picks are pretty good. Let me know in the comments who you guys want to see everyone fight next, if you agree or disagree with my picks. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. We got a banger tier list coming soon. Stay tuned. It's another based one. Peace out, everybody. See ya.